Hey everybody, and welcome to FYB's live Wimbledon coverage. Will Hamilton alongside Adam Szyminski.
Hello.
Hello. Nice. Wasn't expecting that.
Hello. I didn't see you there.
Before we get started, I want to thank our sponsor, Championship Tennis Tours. Link to their website directly below the player for helping us put on this event. If you are going to get tickets, do it through them. Promo code FYB, free shipping. Some cocktail parties at the US
Chance to hang out with us at the US Open. Yep.
Talk some tennis. So that should be fun. Careful with that stuff.
That's expensive equipment right there. I know. Got to be careful.
So we will be giving away also an action in honor of Andy Roddick playing today and winning in 4. We'll give away an Andy Roddick rookie card that he's autographed. I think it's valued at like $100 or something.
Yeah.
Got to be in the chat to do that. So please join the chat if you aren't already in there. And we will be monitoring that, of course. If you have any questions about today's matches or there's some stuff you want us to talk about, please let us know, and we will get to that. Couple final points of housekeeping.
Yeah.
We wanted to do a webcast tomorrow.
Right.
We're not going to be able to do it because of the U.S. Soccer 2:30. We're going to be out and about in D.C. at that game, and we're probably going to have to be wherever we need to be several hours in advance. So the noon start time is not going to work, unfortunately. Alamo Crane, I'm sorry, but we're not going to be able to make it. You know what? I will make a promise. We will only let the World Cup interfere with our webcast every 4 years. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair enough.
That we can guarantee.
Also, the Olympics will only interfere every 2 years.
So there's a couple caveats in there.
Also, NASCAR will only interfere every second Saturday.
NASCAR.
Okay.
Yeah. So with that in mind, I don't. Farno's asking, will we do it Sunday? I don't think so because there's no tennis on Sunday, and that actually is a nice transition to our next point, which is tonight we're going to be releasing the third video in our strategy mini series, which is on SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. I explained it a little bit yesterday's webcast, and then on Sunday we're going to be working on the last piece. Leading into our promotion for FYB Premium on Monday, which is going to last through July 4th, the finals of Wimbledon. Yes, Ian, the question in the chat, Ian Westerman will be joining us for the Wimbledon final. He is going to push back his barbecue or whatever his 4th of July plans are to join us and to join you. So that's very nice of him. I'm looking at today.
How many? Well, this will question in a minute, but I go ahead.
Okay. I was going to say I forgot once again. Today is Friday, June 25th. I need to work on getting that at the top of the show. Charles, I actually need some. Charles is saying I need to wear red, white, and blue on the 4th. I do, but I also need to wear it tomorrow for the soccer game. So I need to go get my outfit ready for that stuff. All right. Well, with that in mind, let's talk about today's matches. You know, as sort of drama-filled as the last couple days have been, particularly with the Isner match, not too much craziness going on today. Very routine for most of the top seeds, particularly on the women's side. Why don't we actually start with the women's side? Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at the draw here. The most interesting match.
Who are we looking at there?
Well, right now we have Anna Petrova, which is, that'd be, if I was Anna, I'd be a little bit worried about it.
I'd be worried about getting hit off the court by.
Yeah, she's tough. She's tough, but it was relatively routine, 1-4. I mean, you go down this Williams-Klebanova match had a little bit of intrigue early in the match. There was some big hitting, and then it kind of just, Venus got herself together and ran away with it.
Yeah.
Clijsters won in straights over Karolinko. Yankovic looks great. Zavonareva, she technically, she upset, quote unquote, but Zavonareva is a good player. Bartoli's through. So I believe this is the draw, the women's draw. Very, not too many upsets. We'll see what happens with Williams and Cibulkova. Serena looks great, so I expect her to get through. And then we might get a real interesting match, Sharapova.
We were hanging out with Cibulkova and her trainer, weren't we?
I think we talked to them briefly at Indian Wells.
Yeah.
Because didn't the guy came up to you because you were operating the red one?
Yes, and then we got some footage of her doing a balance drill, I think, on...
I think what... let me see.
I don't think we have that footage like publicly available.
I'm actually pulling up a picture of the red one. Just hold on. Let me see if I can get a good picture.
No, I think it's all like this fancy kind of stuff.
Why don't I do Google image search?
Google Images. There you go.
Let's see what.
It's tough to see. There, that one picture right there.
Why is my? I know.
Right
but
there on the left.
Oh, this.
Yeah, sure.
Hang on. Let me. All right. Yeah. So.
Can you make that full screen, or I guess you can't. But whatever. We were out there with this ginormous camera with actually an even bigger lens on it. We had a much bigger lens on there.
But this is the camera that Adam was operating.
So when you show up with something like that, it tends to get people's attention.
Some
of the coaches came over and
started talking to Adam about it.
To us. Yeah.
He was a cool guy.
Yeah, he was nice.
But yeah, but I mean, outside to get back to the women's matches, I mean, the draws have been not too much craziness outside of Stosur and Schiavone losing in the first round. Satisfaction says the camera
looks like a doomsday device. Nice.
Coming up the next round that's interesting. I think the biggest match that's coming up is the Anna Kleisters match.
Yeah, that's going to be big. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are looking forward to that.
So I think that that could, regardless of who wins that'll be a headline, a headline-inducing match. Jankovic Zvonareva could be interesting in the next round. But so far on the women's side, I mean, it really has been pretty standard, more so than you might expect. If anything, typically you get more early upsets on the women's side than the men's side. And
in the French Open, there were certainly a lot of upsets.
Yeah, I mean,
all over the place on the women's side. We were talking during the French Open about how inconsistent the women's side of the draw had been and how many big upsets there were, and now Wimbledon is playing much more to the book, as you would expect these matches to go.
Yeah, by the seeds at least.
Right, by the seeds,
because you could certainly argue that on the men's side there's been more upsets with Davydenko losing early.
Davydenko was out real early.
So
let's see. Oh, okay. So someone said, what's the poll question going to be? I'm just going to start a poll right now.
Okay.
Perhaps we'll have a more serious one in a minute here.
4th of July. I think I saw
this is the poll question is, are you going to be adjusting your barbecue schedule on the 4th so that you can watch the finals? Now, if you're not American, you probably won't be having a barbecue, but good question.
The thing is, I mean, with the match at 9 a.m. on our, for us, I think it's 9 a.m.
Yeah.
It's going to be 6 a.m. on the West Coast. So, most people probably
50-50. A lot of people are not going to be changing their barbecue plans.
Well, that's my point. Is that most barbecues might start at like noon.
Yeah, that's true. It's true.
So, I don't think Wimbledon doesn't conflict too much. Let's talk through. Of course, and use the chat to ask us some questions about today's matches. But let's talk through some of the.
Sure. Do you want to go back over?
Yeah, let's go back to the computer screen. I mean, this Federer-Clement was routine. I mean, there's not really anything to say there.
Did Federer actually didn't face a break ever? I believe.
We'll find out shortly. He had one chance.
Oh, okay. So there was one break.
But I mean, Clement's a guy who can't, like we said before, can't hurt Federer. He's not like these guys that Federer
he has no weapons.
Early. Yeah, he has no weapons, which is how you're really going to beat Fed at a major. The guys who have beaten Federer in the last 5 years all have a weapon of some sort.
Yeah.
Or several.
Sure.
And Clement just doesn't, and he's sort of towards the tail end of his career. So I would expect it to be tough for him to go 5 sets with Roger. Are we still on the computer screen? No.
We are not. I'll go back over there.
Berdych got through Istomin in 5 sets, which is a good result for him, and he's been playing pretty well. Let me move this over slightly so that we can see his next match against Daniel Brands, which was sort of a strange match against Hanescu. I did not see this match, but Hanescu apparently was behaving poorly and then just deefed in the 5th set. So Brands is through. Berdych has been playing well. This is
been playing well.
This is a good sort of mental win, just mental toughness win, 5 sets for a guy who in the past has definitely been suspect from a mental standpoint. And even against Federer at Miami, he was a little bit nervous, won that in 3, I believe. So it seems like he's kind of coming into his game a little bit from a mental standpoint, which, if he's playing well, that's going to be a tough one for Federer, particularly given that Federer has struggled earlier in this tournament, the previous 2 rounds against guys who were big hitters or hitting well, playing well. So Roddick could do some damage if we get a Federer Roddick quarter. Federer's got Meltzer. I think Meltzer's going to get waxed there.
Yep, I would not be surprised.
Yeah,
straight sets, you think?
That seems pretty reasonable. If we go a little bit further down, we've got Djokovic through against Montañez. Am I pronouncing that right?
Montañez, I believe. Or maybe it's Montañez. I don't remember.
Okay.
I would guess Montañez.
That's better than Montañez, what I would have pronounced this as probably a couple months ago. And then this was the Hewitt win over Monfils. It was huge for Hewitt. It's nice to see that he's playing well after some injuries, some hip surgeries, and then we got this Hewitt-Djokovic matchup coming up.
That'll be fun as well.
Yeah, that's going to be.
Hewitt's playing well.
We're going to diagram this one on the dry erase board in a moment, and just talk about what I think I'm going to see, because this stuff, this match here, I think is going to be real relevant with the strategy course we've been putting out. Eric Papamarcos, what's up, man? Just joined the chat. He is one of our moderators, our chat moderators. So don't insult him, or he will ban you from the chat. And then we've got Roddick got through Kohlschreiber today. Right here we can open up this stat line, and this this as Darren Cahill was saying in the commentary today, it was a danger match for Roddick. I mean, Kohlschreiber can hit some shots. He can hit big when he wants to. Yeah. And has certainly played well in the past. So Roddick won the first, lost the second in a breaker, and then won 3 and 3 after on the shoulders of some very solid play. Yeah. Once again, high first serve percentage, key for Roddick. Incredible how he's able to do that. 28 aces, no double faults, 14 unforced errors, 60 winners. That's very clean.
Yeah, it is. It's no John Isner's 100 aces, but...
Well, that's the problem. Now you've kind of got that 113. They gave him another ace today. Somebody went through and watched the entire 11-hour match and was like, oh, you missed an ace. And they gave him another one. Yeah, that's... who got that job? Like,
wow.
Here you go, intern. Here's the tape and you have to watch.
It was probably the IBM stat guys, right? They probably they probably have a whole trailer full of interns there watching stuff.
Yeah, so this was a good win for Roddick. He dropped a set, but it was in a breaker. Yeah. And he looks like and Kohlschreiber was 0 for 7 on break chances. Roddick was 4 for 9, 44%, pretty solid. And as the match goes on, the tournament goes on, when Roddick starts playing more competent, not to sort of criticize Kohlschreiber too much, but rather higher ranked might be the better way to phrase it. Better opposition, those guys are probably going to convert a couple of those break chances. So, Roddick is going to get pushed, but I think he's playing well. He's moving well. He dove for some balls. He really ran down some shots that a couple years ago he wouldn't get to. Sure. So if I'm Roddick, I'm real happy about where I'm at.
He is playing well.
He's got Yen Sung Liu, I might be from Taiwan, pronouncing that correctly, who won in straights in the next round. And then he's going to have, assuming he gets through that, I think he will, he'll have the winner of the Djokovic-Hewitt match. And Roddick's got a great opportunity to get to the semis and get a rematch, presumably with Federer. If Federer goes out before that, then Roddick's got a fantastic shot at making it to the final and winning the whole thing. Yeah. So if I were Roddick, I'd be very very optimistic about my chances right now. Any questions in the chat? It looks like there's some sort of just discussion among people in chat, but any questions in general about...
Charles was observing that Roddick's road from the quarters on will be very tough. But then again, I think so is everyone's. I mean, it is the quarters of Wimbledon. You're going to be facing top 10 talent there.
There's a question from Status X. If I'm Roddick, do I want to face Hewitt or Djokovic? Definitely Hewitt.
Yeah, I think you face Hewitt.
Just doesn't have quite as much firepower, and not quite as... I'd say Hewitt's not quite as dynamic as Djokovic when Djokovic is on. So, that would be my thought there. I mean, I think Roddick's going to win his next round match against Yen-Sung Liu, and we'll see what happens with Djokovic and Hewitt. That's going to be a real interesting one, because Djokovic has started to play better after being a little suspect earlier in the tournament. And Hewitt really was fiery today. And I think from a mental standpoint, that's good, because when you get injured, sometimes that kind of wears on you in the back of your mind and has the effect of lowering your level of play. So why don't we, if I'm gonna diagram this Djokovic Hewitt stuff, why don't we first get to our question? We're giving away the $25 gift. And here's Alamo Crane is asking, Anna versus Clijsters.
Who wins?
That's really tough. I am leaning towards Anna.
I like Anna too.
I'm leaning towards Anna. She's been deeper. She's been more. She's been into the semis a couple times at Wimbledon. I'm not sure if I don't know 100%, but I don't think Clijsters has made it that deep before. So I think Anna's gonna pull that one out. Anna's also just got a nasty slice. That ball stays real low on the grass.
Yeah.
I mean, her slice is a laser.
Yeah.
So I think she's got probably the best shot.
I think we just uploaded a lot of slow motion video, by the way, of her backhand and her shots. I believe it's up. It's public on YouTube now.
It might be.
Is it not?
I don't know. We've got a million private videos that we have to set live.
We can see if it's up there. If not, we'll take a look at it. YouTube. Justine Henin.
Just pulling this stuff up real quick. I mean, it should.
Let's see what we got here.
Doesn't look like it.
You want to preview for people what we have?
Well, I mean, this is stuff we could probably set live pretty soon. But I mean, I think the deal here is.
All right, we're going to show you guys some insider footage here. It looks like from our YouTube channel that is not yet public, I believe.
This. Well, some of the stuff is, but then is this showing computer screen?
No, we're not. We're not on the computer screen just yet.
Give me a second to.
Looks like we also have Roddick Stepanek to put up there, Carlos Moya, Sam Querrey.
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff.
These are all players who we have edited up, uploaded to YouTube. They're just not public yet. I suppose someday when I'm not lazy, I will make all of those public, and you guys can see their strokes on our YouTube channel.
I don't even know what this stuff is. I mean,
I think if you just type in Anna to the search box, it'll all come up. Will it not?
Oh, whoops.
Yeah.
So simple. This one's public. I mean, this Anna video is public.
All right. Well, let's clip over to that and just take a look at it real quick while I.
Yeah, if you search for that, why don't you just get the question queued up?
I already.
Any slices in this.
She does.
Video,
I thought she did. Well, anyway, we're taking a look at her backhand.
But why don't you queue up the question? This is something that people can easily look up.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's public on there if you want to take a look at. I think we have most of the people that are at the top.
Search term.
Yeah, it's up there. I need to get back into the Ustream chat first of all. I accidentally closed that window, so
okay.
Let's get back there.
All right, and this is for an Andy Roddick $25 gift card. An Andy Roddick rookie card that he has autographed. So I believe Adam is seconds away from the chat.
Yeah, no, I'm here now. Okay. So yesterday I think I said that today's question was also going to be about Andy Roddick. That is no longer the case. Today's question is not about Andy Roddick. Today's question, a little bit of trivia for you. This is for the gift for the signed autograph card, right?
Yeah, Andy
It is, who is the first person to fly over the Mediterranean Sea? That's not a joke. This is, who was the first person to fly over the Mediterranean Sea?
Chris Everett is not, really? Where's the tennis question?
Look, this is it's not a trick question. This is, there we
Everett.
go. Charles gets it.
Oh.
Roland Garros was a French aviator. Back in World War I. He was also a member of the National Tennis Club at the time.
Amelia Earhart.
And the answer was Roland Garros. Legit. That's good. So Charles gets a Andy
Charles,
Roddick.
did you just fire that out, or did you actually know the answer to that? I mean, that's insane.
Can we have another question? People are already bitter.
The answer is Velociraptor.
Nice.
He knew Garros was a pilot, so I guess that was good. Why do you think of another? We'll give another one away.
Fine, I'll think of another one.
While that happens, I'm going to diagram We're going to get Hewitt Djokovic.
Yeah,
We're going to put Adam back on the clock.
tough.
Charles, you're not allowed to win this one, so.
Yeah, has Charles already won an Andy Roddick card?
I don't know. He can start. It'll be like, one of those things where you start an eBay shop and just sell all that stuff. So,
anyways.
The Hewitt Djokovic match, I think we're going to see basically the same tactics from both guys. Both of them are going to be trying to control the baseline, stay up on the baseline, don't want to get too far back, because standing up on the baseline actually helps your lateral court positioning. And we talked about in one of our strategy mini-series videos, the court positioning video, most recent one, how there's a couple points you want to recover back to depending on where your opponent is hitting the ball. Well, the further you get pulled off the court, obviously, the further you have to move to get back to the recovery point. That's if, this is your recovery point if you keep the ball cross court. If you go down the line, then you have to go all the way over here. So you have a lot of court to cover. So by staying up on the baseline, you're taking the ball earlier and you're not getting pulled extremely wide. You might make contact right here versus here if your opponent hits the ball cross court. That's sort of a tangent. I've mentioned this before. I'll mention it again. Federer versus Rafa at the Madrid final. First set, he was standing a little bit further back, trying to move around backhands to hit forehands. But the effect of that was he was getting pulled further off the court. So in the second set, he was standing up on the baseline, hitting more backhands because he didn't have enough time or as much time to get around. But that made his lateral court positioning more manageable, and he wasn't out of position. He wasn't giving away a ton of open court for Rafa to hit into. And then even though Rafa would be going at the forehand, Fed would be on the run, so he wouldn't be able to take a huge cut at the ball. Now, the second thing I think we will see, neither Djokovic nor Hewitt, particularly Hewitt, is going to blow you off the court. Djokovic can certainly hit some big shots, but he's not a guy like Del Potro who's going to just cream the ball. So there was the discussion from actually the court positioning video. It was set up by the directionals video in the strategy miniseries part 1, but we expanded on the second part where we talked about when you want to change the direction of the tennis ball. And on outside ground strokes, don't want to change the direction. That is for us mere mortals. You'll see the pros selectively change direction on outside ground strokes during baseline rallies. They're doing it for a number of reasons, but the main reason they're doing it is because they're able to do it and not make as many errors as you or I would make. So I think you're going to see these guys play up and try and change the direction of the ball as a means of getting their opponent on the run and taking control of the point. Today, what Hewitt did real well against Monfils was change direction. He really painted the lines real well and changed direction effectively in terms of actually executing, but also did it in, he was smart with his shot selection. He hit a couple balls, say cross court, to get Monfils on this end of the court, and then he would open it up to the other side, or of course, reverse that script, do it this way, and then open it up. So Hewitt did a nice job of changing direction. That's something that Hewitt's real good at. He's not going to knock you off the court, but he is going to move the ball around the court. So I expect to see that strategy, certainly from Hewitt, but from Djokovic as well. And hopefully we get sort of a hard-fought, entertaining match there, because that's one of the marquee matches I'm looking forward to coming up. So with that in mind, where are you? Oh, you have the next.
Well, did you see this thing? Apparently, people were talking about this in the chat.
Yeah, I
Victor
saw that.
Hanescu,
I didn't see the match, so I wasn't totally up to speed on.
Yeah, I'm not up to speed on that either, I guess. But apparently, he got pretty frustrated with the crowd, spit at or on some people, and then the people who were causing the trouble in the crowd were arrested.
Okay.
Interesting.
If they're causing trouble, they should get arrested. I mean, that doesn't mean Hanescu should act like a jerk.
Right. I
If
think I
someone's
agree.
being an idiot in the crowd, they should get tossed.
Yeah.
So that's, sounds
All right,
like they
so
conducted themselves. All right, you got the question?
Do I have to do another question?
Yeah, why not?
All right. Here's the question. When Andy Roddick was a kid, he took tennis lessons in a group. Name the NFL quarterback who actually also took lessons in that same group with Andy Roddick.
That's a good one.
National Football League quarterback, also took lessons with, there you go, Farno got it, Drew Brees, before EPAPS. Nice. Drew Brees, in fact, took tennis lessons in the same group as Andy Roddick.
You got played, man.
Close.
Get
Okay.
quicker.
Farno, congratulations on that, sir.
Hang on, Farno. I'm private messaging you right now with directions.
And apparently, where was I? I was also seeing something like he played basketball with Marty Fish too in high school. I'm gonna have to go back and figure all this stuff out. Apparently, Andy Roddick has been around athletes for a while.
That might be one we hold till a later date. All right.
Indeed.
Well, with that in mind, we've come up on 5:30. Any parting shots in the chat, or Adam? Any?
I don't think so. Tonight we will probably get up the next.
We will.
Yeah.
We're gonna. That's
the next
what we're
video
going
in
to
our
do
strategy
right now
series
is film SWAT.
Yep.
And then we'll talk. We're gonna talk about Federer and Del Potro and how they match against Rafa to sort of illustrate these concepts in action. So that'll be later tonight. Don't know exactly when we'll get it up, but at some point we'll have that video online in a few hours.
How will you prepare for the USA losing to Korea tomorrow?
Well,
Will and
I'm
Adam?
not
Wait, don't we
too
play
much
Ghana?
Yeah, I'm not going to do too much preparation because
right?
we're not playing Korea.
We're not playing Korea. Korea's in a totally different group, right?
Yeah, I believe so.
They were in like Group C or something like that. And we play Ghana in the first round of elimination, which apparently it's like 10-1 odds that the U.S. wins that match.
Good?
And it's something like that. I don't know. It's pretty bad. At least maybe that was a poll that I saw or something like that. But we'll see.
Well, okay. Well, with that in mind, guys, again, tomorrow, sorry.
Korea went back with a
webcast.
negative 11 goal differential. They got sent back.
That's North Korea.
North Korea, not South Korea. North Korea. Anyways.
Well, that's only fitting.
Yes.
Anyway, on that,
I was going to make a bad joke, but I'm not.
Political note,
I'm not going to make a bad political joke.
We're gonna. Well, thank you for sparing us all. We're gonna end it there, guys, and we will, I believe, on Monday at 5 o'clock.
Yep.
Stay tuned for our strategy videos, which we'll get out today, and we'll get out another one on Sunday. So with that in mind, we will see you in a few days.
All right. Bye.